Aloha kakahia. Good morning and welcome to our autumn Grand Memorial Ceremony for 2020. Today, I wanted to do something a little bit different for the service. One, I might actually be sitting on a seat, I'm not quite sure. But for today's service, I want on the Mitama side, as you know, this is a service where twice a year, we read off all the names of the churches, the ministers, the members, our family members, our friends, all of their names in one, twice a year. We read them all out in honor of all of them. And if we could do that every month, that'd be great, but that would be very, very long services. That's why we do it monthly, but in March and September is when we do these grand memorial ceremonies in honor of all of our the related Mitama spirits. But for today, as a little activity, and this is kind of interesting because most of the time we don't do this activity. We don't do this activity during service. But I'm going to ask all of you to take out a sheet of paper and have a pen ready. So a piece of paper and a pen ready. Now, although all the names are being read in Japanese, some you'll hear in English, some you'll hear in Japanese, the churches will definitely be most likely be read off in Japanese. What I'm asking for all of you to do is, during the service, I want you to count how many churches, related churches, how many names or family names that you can count off. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that this time, but we know it's in the 300 range. However, I'm going to ask all of you to do that. The second thing I'm going to ask you to do, though, is I think this is something that's even more personal and something that I would always do during memorial services. Even though I was an officiant, this is something I've always done, and I'm not sure why. But I'm asking you to please, when you hear the name of a member or a person or a family member or a friend that that comes to your mind, I want you to just take a pause and a moment to think of something positive or something, a really wonderful memory you had with that person, just to honor that person at that moment. I did this all the time in Honolulu, and I'm hoping that you will also be allowed to do this. I hope you will also do this as well. I think this is a wonderful activity, especially for Mitama Matsuri, or these grand memorial ceremonies, that we should be doing during the service, aside from counting, but just listening for the names of people that we recognize and we remember and how they impacted our lives, or how kind they were, or maybe something delicious they made, just to reflect on that and to show appreciation for those things. So with that, so hopefully you got that paper out, you got that pen out, and I would like to begin today's memorial service. Let us start with the prayer for sincere Toritsugi. Haide, 4 sincere claps. Prayer of sincere Toritsugi. I am a Konko Kyo believer. I believe in Ikigami Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Kami. I've come today to practice my faith, appreciate and acknowledge the blessings, favors, and interventions of Tenchi Kane no Kami, honor the ancestors, and learn more about the faith of Konko Daijin. As I learn more about the heart of Tenchi Kane no Kami, I nurture the faith of my spiritual family. Thus, I boldly confess that my mind is alert, my heart is receptive, and I will never be the same as long as I practice the faith and receive Toritsugi. Kigami Konko Daijin sama, Tenchi Kane no Kami sama. Thank you. Haide. Let us begin. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Amatsunori to Hakama no hara ni kamuzumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite sume miyoya kamizanagi no mikoto tsukushi no yugan no tachibana no odon no wawagi hara ni misogi harai tamau toki ni aremaseru haraido no kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumikegare o harai tamai kiyome tamai tomosu koto no yoshi yo wamatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomon amen no fuchi koman no mimi furi tatete kiko shimese to kashikomi momosu. Haide. すみて、ひがみ金光大臣の見舞いに猛作。前より永徳大祭に取り種ねて、使え祭らんとす。金光教大阪教会、地域の教会、真水親教会、サンフランシスコや教会、各教会、主題教会長、歴代教会長はじめ、和平和教会、主題教会長の音読をすがり申し、 今日の御祭を使え祭らんとす。天地の大や神様、霊人様、下げ行わん礼儀、極5日に、老神祭る信奉者もろもろ、のものも身を正し、心改み、ただかしめたまえと、半取り次コインネギ祭りて、かしこみも申す。神根高大臣、I seek your Toritsugi for today's service. Today, we conduct the Autumn Memorial Grand Ceremony. As someone without virtue, I seek to cling and receive the virtue of the founding and past head ministers of the Konko churches of Osaka, Ichihiro, Tamamizu, San Francisco, and Wahiwa for today's service. Tenchi Kanno Kami, and to the Mitama spirits, today the believers and I come together with our hearts, bodies, and minds refreshed, purified, and ready for today's service. Thank you. Now, please raise your heads. Please open your prayer books to page 2 for the mediation prayer. Mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin, sincerely and wholeheartedly, each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew, while our hearts and souls, on this day, this very moment, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daijin Sama. Chido Keide, please bow your heads in prayer. Kogenma kunmo haya ni kashikomi, enchi kane no kami no ohiro mae, Ikigami Konko Daijin non mae ni, Konko Kyosan Eigo Kyokai Cho, かしこみも申さく、かしこかれど我が大や神の大実り橋、天地に極み道渡らせたまい、きとし生ける者皆を育み慈しみたまいであるが中に、Ikigami Konko Daijin取り次ぎの神業橋、うつしを隔離をの隔てなく神恵みに恵み、半先はえに先はえたまいて、人の御霊は生き死にの境なく、場に安く立ちゆく、大御影をこむり祭りであるんは、ともかたじけなき、わみにな。On this warm yet beautiful September morning, here at the Konko Church of San Diego, your beloved children have gathered together to share our love, sincerity, and appreciation to you for the blessings, favors, and interventions we receive daily. Thank you very much for the favors you have showered upon each of the Uchiku of the San Diego Church, North County San Diego Gathering, and Harugata Nikosha. Many of us have continued to receive your okage from our jobs, health, the greatest okage of all, life. This morning we, your beloved children, have gathered today for the annual Autumn Memorial Grand Ceremony, where we offer our hearts of love, appreciation, and sincerity to the departed. I ask that with each family name, individual name, as well as the name of a church, we remember and reflect on how those individuals have impacted our lives. We ask that you guide all spirits to receive Ikigami Konko Daijin's Toritsugi. Please shower them with your love and virtue. Advance their aura, elevate their virtues, give them the power and strength so that they may do your goyo of watching, protecting, guiding, and assisting those who call upon them. As this prayer comes to an end, we will move to the Mitama altar, or the altar for the deceased, to begin the autumn memorial ceremony. With hearts as one, we shall give appreciation to those who have come before us, as well as honor and appreciate the foundation of our lives and faiths. We pray that the blessings and favors of today's service is granted and received by all here today, and those who could not be with us. Me ke aloha pune hana, mahalo anuie, our beloved Ikigami Konko Daiji, Kenji. Now, please raise your heads. Shiro tomo ni haire. Please open your prayer books to page 29 for Shintoku Sanji. Shintoku Sanji. Aogi matsureba ten takaku. Aogi matsureba ten takaku. Orogami matsureba chiwatsushi kami no megumi ni ikasaru min no saiwai zo arigataki waga ikigami no on toritsugi hito himo kakuru toki onaku tenchin no kami no on mamori toki chikaki no hedate nashi kan ni tsukushimi wa yorozu yoni amane kumichite hate shinaku kan hakarai wa kusushikute hiton no omoi zo oyobazaru warera kongetsu konnichi iabi matsuri te hitasura ni kami no mikage o tatae matsuran kami no hirei yo wa ogi matsuran. Prayer for the ending of the novel coronavirus pandemic. Ikigami Konko Daijin sama tenchi kane no kami sama. ひがみ金光大臣様天地金の神様 We offer our hearts of appreciation for your love and virtue as we are allowed to live in this very moment. Currently, the pandemic is rapidly spreading throughout the world. The novel coronavirus pandemic is causing much concern and raising anxieties amongst peoples and nations. Thus, we offer our hearts and prayers to you to end this pandemic as soon as possible. Sadly, there are those who have passed away because of this virus. We put our hands together to pray for their spirit's peace and salvation. We also pray for those who are infected by the virus to quickly heal and recuperate in order that they may continue to contribute to society and the world. We pray for political, economical, and educational reform so that all the anxieties and distrust we have been harboring will dissipate and we will be blessed with societal order. For those that are suffering in the midst of this pandemic, please allow their faith to be resurrected and their livelihoods be restored. Thus, now more than ever, we commit to reviving our hearts of appreciation, having a heart of kami, and praying for and guiding others. May we all be awakened to your truth that a faith that helps others helps ourselves. Use us to help you in this crusade to end this pandemic and bring peace to the world. It is our sincere prayer that the people of the world will not only have peace of mind, but also live happily, safely, and healthily. ひがみ金光大臣様天地金の神様。ひがみ金光大臣様天地金の神様。指導拝礼 for sincere claps. Chido Haide for sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 11 for prayer to the departed souls. Prayer to the departed souls. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as a foundation of our society and the roots of our families. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity with in our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. Please bow your heads in prayer. 天の御霊殿に合わせ静まり祭りましものりのまにまに皆をたえ祭りし天の教会に祀られる信奉者教信とろもろが持ちつくとつ親よの御霊ごよの親の御霊からやからもろもろの御霊たち本公教三二五教会にご信玄なる家の御霊の神たち関係教会関係にあるご霊人の御内に本公教三二五教会長ついやまいももさく Before the altar of the deceased, much love, sincerity, and respect. I call out the names of our beloved friends, beloved loved ones, acquaintances, and those who are the foundation of our faiths, lives, country, and society. 本公教本部広前をはじめ、大阪教会、難波教会、千尋教会、玉水親教会、中田千売教会、銀座教会、東京教会、サンフランシスコ親教会のご霊前に沈めつき祭るご霊人様に御礼申し上げて祭ります。本公系先祖代々の御霊の神、神取系先祖代々の御霊の神に厚き御礼申し上げて祭ります。教祖本公大臣、夫人本公都世大明る姫の御霊の神、大本公様本公七人大義の君の御霊の神、大本公様夫人本公清姫の御霊の神、三大本公様本公節種の君の御霊の神、三大本公様夫人本公清姫の御霊の神、三大本公様三男本公神聖牛の御霊の神、四大本公様本公神たるの君の御霊の神、四大本公様夫人本公タホコ姫の御霊の神、五大本公様の三男本公秋信大いらつこの御霊の神、神取口すぐ牛の御霊の神、神取豊の御霊の神、神取佐賀江の御霊の神、神取健三郎の御霊の神、白神系先祖代々の御霊の神、稲垣系先祖代々の御霊の神、本堂系先祖代々の御霊の神、片系先祖代々の御霊の神、福田系先祖代々の御霊の神、松井系先祖代々の御霊の神、黒崎先祖代々の御霊の神に御礼申し上げて祭ります。本公教大阪教会初代白神伊谷広間道分けの御事の御霊の神、二大教会と白神道よきや高根の君の御霊の神、本公教道広教会初代稲垣貞七入試豊木牛の御霊の神、本公教難波教会初代本土逸垣淵森秋高の君の御霊の神、初代夫人今度梅の馬島心棚つゆ姫の御霊の神、本公教東京教会初代畑草室東の道分け東の道分け牛の御霊の神、大教会長畑はじめ牛の御霊の神、三大教会長畑清牛の御霊の神、三大教会長夫人畑久美子姫の御霊の神、 本公教サンフランシスコ教会初代福田義明の君の御霊の神、大教会所畑信子姫の御霊の神、三大教会所松井文雄牛の御霊の神、三大教会所夫人松井文子姫の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。三河家先祖代々の御霊の神、土井家先祖代々の御霊の神、日野家先祖代々の御霊の神、高橋家先祖代々の御霊の神、ハン家先祖代々の御霊の神、ベティツ家先祖代々の御霊の神、ブスケ家先祖代々の御霊の神、ビジンス家先祖代々の御霊の神、高尾家先祖代々の御霊の神、片家先祖代々の御霊の神、渋谷家先祖代々の御霊の神、牛尾家先祖代々の御霊の神、今岡家先祖代々の御霊の神に厚き御礼申し上げて祭ります。本公教玉水教会初代三河安太郎三牛満ちてる三柱牛の御霊の神、初代夫人三河秀沖たらし満ちてる姫の御霊の神、大教会長湯川茂牛の御霊の神、大教会長夫人湯川富雄姫の御霊の神、三大教会長湯川康夫牛の御霊の神、三大教会長夫人湯川真理子姫の御霊の神、本公教銀座教会初代湯川誠一牛の御霊の神、初代夫人湯川津也姫の御霊の神、未来教会長湯川信直牛の御霊の神、湯川安兵衛の御霊の神、湯川里の御霊の神、湯川若之助の御霊の神、湯川真澄の御霊の神、湯川太郎の御霊の神、湯川直政の御霊の神、ジェームズ・ハンドの御霊の神、ミルドレッド・ハンドの御霊の神、ありがとうございます。初めてサンディエゴの地に極み根高大事の見教しを広げ、サンディエゴ復興の原点として、人の心を救い、教会に導き、布教功労者である八重克美の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。新年の祈りを込め、サンディエゴの地の道を伝え、神様のご比例が遠く高く輝くため、本土に次の技つかめ、この本公教サンディエゴ教会の御霊や知恵の住みかと沈め祭る、本公教サンディエゴ教会初代、湯川則和氏の御霊の神、厚き御礼申し上げます。バンクーバー教会のご霊前に沈みつき祭るご霊人様に御礼申し上げて祭ります。橋本家先祖代々の御霊の神、吉田家先祖代々の御霊の神、森下家先祖代々の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。ホノルル教会、笠岡教会、紀伊教会、高崎教会、広教会、旧大連教会、岡山中部教会、和平和教会のご霊前に沈めつき祭るご霊人様に御礼申し上げます。生家先祖代々の御霊の神、斎藤家先祖代々の御霊の神、茨城家先祖代々の御霊の神、佐藤家先祖代々の御霊の神、山中家先祖代々の御霊の神、長井家先祖代々の御霊の神、松山家先祖代々の御霊の神、矢野家先祖代々の御霊の神、松岡家先祖代々の御霊の神に厚き御礼申し上げて祭ります。笠岡金光大臣水竹金光大臣水竹見事の御霊の神、斎藤義地馬氏正彦の御霊の神、小玉正幸道分真心牛の御霊の神、小玉菊江姫の御霊の神、茨城久の真心玉羽姫の御霊の神、佐藤広俊牛の御霊の神、牛の正彦伊豆真心伊佐尾根牛の御霊の神、石田義夫さんの御霊の神、石田富士の御霊の神、長井真紀夫の御霊の神、ありがとう。サンディエゴ教会、シャトル教会、フレズノ教会、サンノゼ教会、ガーデナ教会、ダンキャスター教会、ロサンゼルス教会、ウィディア・ローズヒルズ教会、 倉教会、天城教会、東畑教会、二岩教会、芝教会、安倍野教会、浜田教会、浦上教会、八木教会、本校教、ニューヨーク、ニュージャージー集会、本校教、ノースサンディエゴカウンティ集会、それぞれの関係にある教会、集会のご霊前に沈み、つきまつるご霊人様に御礼申し上げて祭ります。秀島家先祖大来の御霊の神、大坪家先祖大来の御霊の神、岩崎家先祖大来の御霊の神、岡崎家先祖大来の御霊の神、柴田家先祖大来の御霊の神、山田家先祖大来の御霊の神、道家先祖大来の御霊の神、武田家先祖大来の御霊の神、大田家先祖大来の御霊の神、井川家先祖大来の御霊の神、池川家先祖大来の御霊の神、松本家先祖大来の御霊の神、サンチェス家先祖大来の御霊の神、フォン家先祖大来の御霊の神、勝田家先祖大来の御霊の神、安武家先祖大来の御霊の神、石松家先祖大来の御霊の神、高橋家先祖大来の御霊の神、平野家先祖大来の御霊の神、西村家先祖大来の御霊の神、大場家先祖大来の御霊の神、浦家先祖大来の御霊の神、伊藤家先祖大来の御霊の神、池田家先祖大来の御霊の神、吉高家先祖大来の御霊の神、堺家先祖大来の御霊の神、八木家先祖大来の御霊の神、四月御礼申し上げて祭ります。秀島力松の御霊の神、秀島八宗寺姫の御霊の神、秀島無名の御霊の御霊の神、秀島徹成政にじてるイラツオの御霊の神、Harold Aloysius Ryan、人吉にじてる牛の御霊の神、フレン日子日比舞の御心、大名の御霊の神、大坪亀吉の御霊の神、夕朝木佐姫の御霊の神、石渡春子姫の御霊の神、弟勲牛の御霊の神、弟もよ姫の御霊の神、武田四郎牛の御霊の神、武田信仰姫の御霊の神、桂松平伊豆道立尽くしね牛の御霊の神、兵庫桂光真心愛心姫の御霊の神、桂末子姫の御霊の神、安武松太郎馬市道分け伊豆栄牛の御霊の神、安武文雄牛の御霊の神、石松又部真心道立牛の御霊の神、石松梅子真心玉露姫の御霊の神、高橋砂子姫の御霊の神、大場愛子姫の御霊の神、大場正則牛の御霊の神、伊藤徳次玉和正坂根彦の御霊の神、伊藤光玉寺市道ハエ姫の御霊の神、伊藤愛子土地の御霊の神、伊藤良造玉道すぐね牛の御霊の神、吉高龍へも伊豆心道立ね牛の御霊の神、堺春子姫の御霊の神、堺信子の御霊の神、堺和子水にぎたたてる姫の御霊の神、翔太和代姫の御霊の神、清水幸喜真心三則彦の御霊の神、清水正義の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。植木教会のご霊前につきまつご霊人様に厚御礼申し上げて祭ります。オライン系先祖大来の御霊の神、牧野系先祖大来の御霊の神、高見系先祖大来の御霊の神、デロエ系先祖大来の御霊の神に厚御礼申し上げます。牧野義則牛の御霊の神、牧野初子の姫の御霊の神、オラインスコ土地の御霊の神、ありがとう。ブルックス系先祖大来の御霊の神、キャルフン系先祖大来の御霊の神、キャルフン奈良の御霊の神、レア系先祖大来の御霊の神、コレアのりこの御霊の神、ドーメン系先祖大来の御霊の神、 Bernie Dorman の御霊の神、ドラン系先祖代々の御霊の神、野添系先祖代々の御霊の神、ドランシアノの御霊の神、ジョセフ・ジョン・ドランの御霊の神、フランク系先祖代々の御霊の神、ルイス・アサノ・フランクの御霊の神、フラケイゴの家の先祖代々の御霊の神、ギルモー系先祖代々の御霊の神、ジュイレティ系先祖代々の御霊の神、スオー系先祖代々の御霊の神、クスキ系先祖代々の御霊の神、スオースズコの御霊の神、アマリゴ・アントニー・ジュレティの御霊の神、ヘッ系先祖代々の御霊の神、ホリンズワー系先祖代々の御霊の神、ポーツメン系先祖代々の御霊の神、アイゼックス系先祖代々の御霊の神、伊藤和子の家の御霊の神、ミークス系先祖代々の御霊の神、ビーロー系先祖代々の御霊の神、ミラー系先祖代々の御霊の神、バイラス系先祖代々の御霊の神、ミークス・ジェフリー・トッショの御霊の神、ジョーセフ・エリエット・ミーク・ジュニアの御霊の神、ジョーセフ・エリエット・ミーク・シニアの御霊の神、ウィリアム・ H・ ミークの御霊の神、オリバー・マディソン・ミークの御霊の神、ジェームズ・ミーク・ジュニアの御霊の神、ジェームズ・ミーク・シニアの御霊の神、メリー・ビートルの御霊の神、アダム・ミーク・III の御霊の神、サミュエル・ミークの御霊の神、アダム・ミーク・ジュニアの御霊の神、ジェイコブ・ミークの御霊の神、メリー・リー・ミークの御霊の神、アダム・ミーク・シニアの御霊の神、ナンシー・アン・ミークの御霊の神、エリザベス・ミラー・ミークの御霊の神、ミャイ系先祖代々の御霊の神、モリー系先祖代々の御霊の神、フェルチェル系先祖代々の御霊の神、ハーウィック系先祖代々の御霊の神、フラミングス系先祖代々の御霊の神、ブロッテン系先祖代々の御霊の神、カミングス、タツコ、水あやめ、マイマサ、オーナの御霊の神、フランシス・ロレイン・カミングス、シカナリ・テルタカ・オキナの御霊の神、クロード・フランシス・カミングスの御霊の神、マリー・ブロッテンの御霊の神、ウェイン・イー・フェルチェル、テルタカ国の守り牛の御霊の神、クラレンス・オー・ウェルチェルの御霊の神、ペール・エドナ・ウェルチェルの御霊の神、モーリス系先祖代々の御霊の神、浜川系先祖代々の御霊の神、モーリス・玉菊の御霊の神、オーラー系先祖代々の御霊の神、中原系先祖代々の御霊の神、中原ペキ、白藤、貞照、ハエトジの御霊の神、長島系先祖代々の御霊の神、デイベス系先祖代々の御霊の神、長島友王の御霊の神、長島菊江の御霊の神、デイベス安子の御霊の神、サハラ系の御霊の神、先祖代々の御霊の神、坂田家先祖代々の御霊の神、堺家先祖代々の御霊の神、沖家先祖代々の御霊の神、堺ステージの御霊の神、堺京の御霊の神、堺三つ子のわらめの御霊の神、堺ゆき子首相上の御霊の神、園田家先祖代々の御霊の神、園田高市の御霊の神、スピース家先祖代々の御霊の神、浮須家先祖代々の御霊の神、辰野家先祖代々の御霊の神、山本家先祖代々の御霊の神、プレア家先祖代々の御霊の神、ポポスカ家先祖代々の御霊の神、浮須八重の御霊の神、ジョーセフ・スピーズの御霊の神、ソフィー・ポスカの御霊の神、ラバーン・コリア博士姫の御霊の神、リチャード・ディック・ロバート・スピーズ、カブト、沖縄の御霊の神、田中義雄の家の先祖代々の御霊の神、田中夏の御霊の神、田中清信の家の先祖代々の御霊の神、谷口家先祖代々の御霊の神、谷口坂東光弘の御霊の神、谷口好みの家の御霊の神、谷口冬子の御霊の神、田代家先祖代々の御霊の神、伊藤千尋の家の先祖代々の御霊の神、服部家先祖代々の御霊の神、半林家先祖代々の御霊の神、伊藤定太郎の御霊の神、伊藤牧の御霊の神、伊藤千尋の御霊の神、伊藤博之の御霊の神、伊藤美幸の御霊の神、伊藤悦子の御霊の神、服部静太郎の御霊の神、 服部岩野の御霊の神、服部岩野の田代治の御霊の神、田代久子の御霊の神、田代はじめの御霊の神、田代ゆりステフニー水出る玉の乗り道イラつめの御霊の神、神林陽子の御霊の神、富山県先祖代々の御霊の神、露木県先祖代々の御霊の神、藤本県先祖代々の御霊の神、露木太一の御霊の神、露木義恵の御霊の神、ブラサスケス系先祖代々の御霊の神、河野系先祖代々の御霊の神、新森系先祖代々の御霊の神、アンティ・バラサスケスの御霊の神、ステラ・バラサスケスの御霊の神、飯森京野の御霊の神、バラサスケス三つへの御霊の神、横塚系先祖代々の御霊の神、横塚美恵子の御霊の神、長田家先祖代々の御霊の神、浦部家先祖代々の御霊の神、沖本家先祖代々の御霊の神、永田和子の御霊の神、永田ランスの御霊の神、永田イスハム、正文、守り、響く、沖縄の御霊の神、高橋家先祖代々の御霊の神、宮本家先祖代々の御霊の神、長川家先祖代々の御霊の神、岩橋家先祖代々の御霊の神、ミー家先祖代々の御霊の神、ボー家先祖代々の御霊の神、アッメン家先祖代々の御霊の神、ドッツェン家先祖代々の御霊の神、ダッチャー家先祖代々の御霊の神、ラッセル家先祖代々の御霊の神、バーチ家先祖代々の御霊の神、インメン家先祖代々の御霊の神、リフォル家先祖代々の御霊の神、森里家先祖代々の御霊の神、ハブ家先祖代々の御霊の神、宇垣家先祖代々の御霊の神、森本家先祖代々の御霊の神、ビーロ家先祖代々の御霊の神、ウォン家先祖代々の御霊の神、伊田家先祖代々の御霊の神、大畑家先祖代々の御霊の神、新宅家先祖代々の御霊の神、青野家先祖代々の御霊の神、グリーンハウス家先祖代々の御霊の神、小和田家先祖代々の御霊の神、山城家先祖代々の御霊の神、急な家先祖代々の御霊の神、月山家先祖代々の御霊の神、でヘスス家先祖代々の御霊の神、福田家先祖代々の御霊の神、クレア家先祖代々の御霊の神、高橋九太郎大平津子の御霊の神、高橋哲大平津目の御霊の神、高橋一太郎牛の御霊の神、高橋康次真心のりわけの御事の御霊の神、高橋住むわらわうの御霊の神、高橋桜地に柱牛の御霊の神、高橋修一わらわうの御霊の神、高橋善治牛の御霊の神、高橋福土地の御霊の神、高橋すねこ真心時は姫の御霊の神、高橋正トーマス真心道のり牛の御霊の神、高橋はじめエドウェンの御霊の神、高橋茂のフランセス朝霞御心土地の御霊の神、高橋サマー愛犬宮本朝イラツメの御霊の神、宮本朝次郎の御霊の神、宮本龍の御霊の神、宮本杉右光真心土地の御霊の神、宮本藤土の御霊の神、宮本スタンリー真心教え分け牛の御霊の神、宮本花子新が言い訳姫の御霊の神、井田誠一グレン右光の御霊の神、大畑藤江フロレンス御心土地の御霊の神、新宅強子アリス大御心土地の御霊の神、青野ギルバートの御霊の神、青野吉江グラデス土地の御霊の神、ハブユースケの御霊の神、ハブ三つの木御霊の神、ハブ信夫の右光早柳枠語の御霊の神、ハブ正一水穂右光わらおの御霊の神、ハブ虎吉伊豆の御霊の神、ハブ進むの御霊の神、ハブワレスの御霊の神、ハブ岩三吉久高大土地の御霊の神、ハブケネ雄一の御霊の神、森本三蔵の御霊の神、森本初の御霊の神、ハブグラデスビートルグラデス三つ真心白玉テル姫の御霊の神、ハブテルコロレインの御霊の神、ガイガスビートルジュニアの御霊の神、 Ezra Reuben Beadle の御霊の神、マグリー・E. Beadle の御霊の神、ウィリアム・ホーデンの御霊の神、ウィリアム・ F. Beadle Sr. の御霊の神、シンティア・ E. Beadle の御霊の神、メリー・ブランチ・ビードルの御霊の神、カール・カルヴィン・ビードルの御霊の神、ズーモー家先祖代々の御霊の神、リオネス家先祖代々の御霊の神、コベ家先祖代々の御霊の神、マウヒリ家先祖代々の御霊の神、高橋家先祖代々の御霊の神、シロマ家先祖代々の御霊の神、ショビダ家先祖代々の御霊の神、ジェームズ・ブローネスの御霊の神、フランシス・カウベックの御霊の神、マウヒリ・高橋・キミエの御霊の神、シロマ・デレックの御霊の神、ショミダ・ダイアナの御霊の神、ありがとう。To the revered Mitama spirits of all related people, and to all the Mitama spirits who are seeking guidance, those who are missing, and victims of all natural and human-made disasters, war, accident, terrorist attacks, crime, illnesses, and diseases, and other tragic events that may have happened are happening in this world. We have gathered here with deepest reverence on this day, September 27, 2020, in observance of the annual Autumn Memorial Grand Ceremony, お礼徳大祭, to remember, honor, and pray for those who I name today, as you are all the foundation of support of our blessed lives. To the Mitama spirits of all Konkokyo ministers and your families, we would like to thank you for your devotion as a foundation of the Konkoko faith, as well as continuously supporting us here today and every day as Mitama spirits. Your virtue shines ever so brightly in our lives. To the Mitama spirits of the ministers of the Konkoko churches of North America, we acknowledge the many accomplishments as well as difficulties that you have encountered and persevered throughout your endeavor in spreading the Konkoko faith in KCNA while clinging to Tenchi Kanokami's love. Through your dedication and consecrated work of Torietsugi, we have been blessed in all aspects of our faith life and assured us of our blessedness as we enter into the spiritual world after passing. Please continue to guide us so that we can follow the wishes of Ikami Konkoko Daiji Tenchi Kanokami. To the Mitama spirits of the church believers, family members, friends, and names offered today, we are very grateful to you for your dedication in your pursuit of the Konkoko faith. We, as well as your perseverance and devotion to your family and community. We cannot help but thank you for your love and life. As you transformed into spiritual beings, you continue to protect and guide your loved ones. Sadly, sometimes we are unable to recognize the blessings and beauty in our lives, and thus we apologize for that. However, we take this opportunity to extend our wholehearted appreciation for your contribution in our blessed lives we now enjoy, and pray you continue to guide us to keep positivity and light in our lives. You receive many blessings, favors, and interventions from Tenchi Kanokami with your physical form, and are receiving them as a Mitama no Kami. The lives given by Tenchi Kanokami-sama have continued from you to us, and us to the next generation, like a mighty river. We respect and revere those lives, ourselves, and our descendants through this service. Konko Daijin imparted, practice faith, receive divine blessings by practicing faith. Then not only you, but also your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and even further generations can receive divine blessings. Even the spirits of your ancestors will be able to rest in peace because you receive divine blessings through your practice of faith. The blessings you have received stay with you forever. Therefore, you should build as large a foundation of blessings as possible during your life. Let us keep this teaching close to our hearts so that we can continue to practice faith for ourselves, our ancestors, and for future generations to come. We would like to express our gratitude to you, Mitama no Kami-sama. You are always looking over and guiding us. Thus, your workings are revealed to all of us daily. As we walk with you in life and communicate with you through prayer, we nurture the mutual relationship, that special and divine bond between us. Mahalo. We pray that bond continues to grow and shine ever so brightly. We reverently acknowledge that through the love and virtue of Ikami Konkoko Daijin Sama, Tenchi Kanokami-sama, and all the Mitama spirits, that we are allowed to live and enjoy our blessed lives, and we are grateful. This morning, we would like to remember and honor those who passed away in the month of September. ワイルク教会初代 Founding Minister of the ワイルク Church 中井滝代姫の御霊の神、ワイパフ教会初代夫人 The Founding Minister's wife of the ワイパフ Church 園田末香都知の御霊の神、広教会三代教会長長井The third head minister of the 本校 Church of Hilo 長井真京の御霊の神、服部静太郎の御霊の神、Anthony Balasaskis no mitama no kami. Thank you for continuing to watch, guide, and protect your descendants. Dear pioneers and natives who are the foundation and strength of California and the United States of America, we acknowledge you and the hardships you endured in order to survive and create a future for the generations to come. We honor and admire your courage and determination and pray that your descendants will continue to rise up and bring pride to not only you, but your respective nations. We also honor our tireless leader who passed away on Friday, September 18, 2020, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. We thank you for stepping up and treading through tall grass to create a pathway for women. We thank you for your service, not just as a public servant, but as a Supreme Court judge. We honor you today as an individual who stood up for liberty and justice for all peoples in the United States of America. We also pray for the deceased Mikama spirits who are seeking salvation, to whom nobody prays for, and to those who have experienced suffering from wars, accidents, crime, terrorism, natural disasters, illnesses, and diseases, for their tachiki or eternal peace and happiness with Tenchi Kane no Kami's love, blessings, intercession, and favor. Please enter the bosom of our parent Kami. Seek Konpo Daikyu's and find salvation and joy. To the beloved spirits of our ancestors and believers, as well as all the Mitama spirits, please accept the offerings placed before you today, as well as the tamaksh as an expression of our everlasting gratitude, of love, and prayers for your workings, light, virtue, and nichitane. Dear Mitama no Kami-sama, please continue to protect, guide, and enrich not just us, but also your descendants, other family members, and friends. Guide your descendants to the Hiromae for Toritsugi and healing, a renewal or a birth of their faith. We continue to pray that you will practice faith with us daily, so that our aura and light can continue to shine ever so brightly. Imashi Mitama no Kami Tachihashi, Higami Konko Daijin, Toritsugi no Mikage Komri, Amichi no Totoki Mitama no Kami, Shinpo Sharan no Kushiki Mitama no Kami no Kantata Shime Tamaide, 難儀に入れ合いしなべての人々の上に安心立ち行きの大見かけこむらしめたまいバーコン公共福米区域サンディエゴ教会を守り導きたまい神人愛を書きよの生活運動を進め神人愛を書きよで立ち行くあり方を使いに権限するとのご神願当時の役に立たしめたまうべくたまながらに勘取り付き勘導きたまえとし込みかし込みも申す。Now, please raise your heads. 一度共に拝礼 for sincere claps for the head minister, head officiant. Please open your prayer books to page 36 for 祖先賛辞。よよの親は我が家の神、我が神と心尽くして、いつきまつらんな心尽くして、いつきまつらんな尊きに親の神たちよ、海の子のために家の柱を沈め立てたまい、初子のために世のなりわいよ守り助けたまい、かぶりよの見えぬ境にましませども、右尽くしみのみ心は映しよに変わらせたまわずさきみたまのまさきくさきはえたまい、くしみたまのくしみに恵みたまいて、志は薪の柱の動きなくなりはゆは結ぶつなめの緩みなく真心清らに励み努めしめたまい、うからやからやわらぎやいて意味権にうらやすく楽しましめたまい、ついに移しよのことを得て神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまい、右尽くしみよこむらしめたまわんものと神の実りの絶えなるをかしこみ、かたじけなみみ親の恵みのおぼろげならぬを嬉しみ喜び申すことを見心も涼やかにきこしめしたまえと申す。あなくしびのみ親の御霊、あなくしびのみ親の御霊、あなととのみ親の神、あなととのみ親の神。Shiro Haide, 4 sincere claps. So Haide, 4 sincere claps.まだ好きかけて祈らないよ世のや、あの御親の神の支配よ。まだ好きかけて祈らないよ世のや、あの御親の神の支配よ。So Haide, 4 sincere claps. Haide, 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 6 for recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke. Tenchi Kakitsuke. 極み金光大臣天地金の神一心に願え。影は我が心にあり、今月今日で頼め。Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within. Hearts grateful and caring. In harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Haide. Thank you all very much for joining us for today's service. As I share, this is the Mitama Matsuri is our longest service, and as you can see, the main prayer before the Mitama altar is rather long. Did any of you count how many people we had? If you did, go ahead, throw it into the chat. Throw what number you might have gotten into the chat. But there is a lot, and you know, I've shared this before, and I think I have to share it over and over again. You know, before coming here to San Diego, Reverend Wakioigawa told me, and although she's always said this over and over to me, she's always shared this with me over and over again. I think it was most memorable when she told this to me right before coming here to San Diego, where she said, you know, you have to, 元を大切にしなさい。しないとおかげをいただけません。You have to honor, you have to respect, you have to remember and recognize your foundation. If not, you cannot receive, you know, okage or bless Kami's favor and interventions. And one of the reasons why our norito is so long is because I come from a pretty long lineage, especially with people who've been so good to me, who've been so wonderful to me. For example, the Katsura family, the Katsura family from the Kongo Church of Kokura, the Saito family from the Kongo Church of Kasaoka, as well as the Yagi family from the Kongo Church of Yagi. They've been incredibly kind and giving to me, as well as, you know, we have to remember where Yukawa Sensei himself came from, you know, the Kongo Church of Tamamizu. We have to remember his brothers. We have to remember his father and his brother, and especially his grandparents, who really, if it wasn't for them, we would not have a San Diego church at all. So we have to give thanks to all of these people. You know, last year I shared the story of Miss Suiko Orion. I shared how, you know, since coming here to San Diego, I felt spirit move me in such a direction that I had to learn more and more and more and more about this amazing woman, to the point that I somehow got to meet her daughter through Instagram, a simple chat, and that was about it. But I got to meet her. I got to go to the church that it's not the church she was brought up in, but I got to meet the church that her father had founded. I got to meet her younger brother, so much so that, you know, I also visit her grave at least once a month. Today, you know, I wanted to share with you how spirit is so powerful. You see, Reverend Masaki Takahashi, the head minister of the Kongo Church of Futaiwa, once asked me, you know, when you pray to the Mitama, did you ask them anything? I've always believed that, oh no, I should just be thanking them. I shouldn't be asking them for much. And he said, no. The Mitama have a responsibility. The Mitama have a responsibility, and if you don't ask them, they are not going to move. You are an adult. You need to ask so that they can work for you. That is their goyo. That is the service they are working with, in conjunction with Kami-sama, to watch over you, continue to guide you and protect you. But you have to ask them for these things. Well, in February of this year, I have no clue why Spirit moved me to start looking at things from this Seattle church. And especially more so Reverend Nikimatsu Hideshima. Today you heard his name. I think it was the first time we've ever offered his name here. And from here on forth, he and his whole ohana will be recognized here at this church. I don't know why. You know, I found a few articles. I sent them over to Mitsue Sensei, but something kept pushing me. Like, why am I researching this? And one of the reasons why I've always had this resistance to wanting to learn more about Reverend Hideshima was because of his conversion to Christianity. In 1956, he converted to Christianity, and you know, I thought of him as a traitor. Like, ooh, I don't want to deal with you. Oh, cut you out of my life. But for some reason, Spirit kept pushing and pushing. And I had a conversation with Reverend Kyoji Kongo. And Kongo Sensei told me, no, Todd, I want you to keep researching this. Research more. I want you to find as much information as you can about him. And in his own research, Kyoji Sensei shared with me different things about Hideshima Sensei that he found, which helped me to look at different venues of research in regards to Hideshima Sensei. You know, I forgot when the date was. I think it was sometime in May. I sent an email out to Bobby Giuletti Sensei in Seattle, the head minister there. And I said to him, Bobby Sensei, I'm going to share some information with you. I had come to learn that February 14th was when Reverend Hideshima passed away. It's as if Spirit was pushing me to recognize that. This was Hideshima Sensei's 35th memorial year. And I was shocked beyond belief. I was like, oh my gosh. He wanted to be recognized. He wants to be recognized. But I kept searching. And I kept searching. And then I had access to new information. I had access to new databases. And I kept searching. And I kept searching. And I kept searching. So much so that I came to have this really, where I was very anti Hideshima Sensei, this love for this man, this compassion for this man just filled my heart. Of all the things and all the suffering that he and his family had to go through. You know, 6 years into being in Seattle, being in the United States, 6 years, only 6 years in, his beloved wife dies. And I wish there was a recording of the sermon he gave for her 100th anniversary, because the title of this sermon was just showed you how much he loved his wife. And it was love continues even through the darkest of times. And I wish I could have heard this sermon, because just that alone showed me how much his heart was in pain because he lost his beloved wife. You know, he went from Japan to China, where he was a head minister of a church there. And then he came over to America to open and begin the Seattle church. And then I would begin to learn more about his family. The early death of his eldest son. Information about his other children. It just broke my heart. In fact, there was one heart-wrenching news article that I read that I just started crying about. I said, Hideshima Sensei, I didn't know. I apologized to him profusely. But the power of the Mitama that's coming here kept pushing and pushing and pushing me to research this minister that I once hated, because I thought of him as a traitor. And now I have this strong affinity for him. I think it was in July, either July or August, I cannot remember. I held what we call the Kaishiki service for Hideshima Sensei's children, his two eldest children and his eldest son's spouse. I held a Kaishiki service for them. And they are now here at this church, here in San Diego, and we honor them. And now more than ever, not only do I cling to Yukawa Sensei, I cling to Hideshima Sensei as well. There's one more person I cling to. I think we all know this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. I have to call him Dick Spees because if I don't call him Dick Spees, he might slap me. But Mr. Spees, Dick, his name was Dick, not Mr. Spees. I prayed to him, and I put 5 things down. I asked him for 5 different things. I want this to happen. 4 of the 5 came true. The 5th one didn't come true because, well, if I don't buy a lottery ticket, he can't do anything, right? So 4 of the 5 have started to come true. They're either in the process or they've completely come to fruition. But that's just to show that they want to work for us. The Mitama want to be with us. They want to have constant communication with us. And we have that response. We have to ask them for it. For those of us who are adults, we have to ask. We are adults. We just have to ask. And today, for all of their workings, for everything they have done for us in our lives, today, I give thanks to them. We give thanks to them for everything they have done and guided us and gotten us to this point. So remember, and this should not be a twice-a-year thing. It should not even be a once-a-year thing. This should be daily, that we go before our ancestral altar and we give thanks to our ancestors. We give thanks to our friends. We give thanks to those who came before us. We give thanks to all of them. And then just say, hey, could you help me out with this? I'm having a problem with this. Could you do some workings and help with this issue? Believe me, I had to be reminded by Miss Mitsuko Sanchez about Mitama having a responsibility. They have a responsibility of doing goyo for Kami-sama. They have a responsibility. That is their goyo, is to help Kami-sama. But if we don't ask, they will not do anything. So I ask you today, reflect. Hopefully all of you, while hearing some names, you were able to reflect on the various people that we call upon. And for a majority of them, I do. Some of them I know, but in terms of the San Diego members, a majority I do not know. I have never met. But I know a number of you who are part of the San Diego Ohana. You know who these people are. And I want you to reflect. I want you to call out for them. I want you to say hello to them. I want you to remember them. With that, I want to thank you all very much for coming to today's service, attending today's service. And, our next service will be next month, which will be our Godaisai, or grand ceremony for Ikami Konko Daijin-sama. So please be on the lookout for that. And I will make sure that an email is sent out as well as Facebook on those dates. But thank you very much for coming. Please make sure you take time out today to remember your ancestors. Please make sure you take time to say thank you to those who came before you, who helped with your faith, helped with your life, helped with your where you are today in society. And don't forget, they have a responsibility. Ask them, talk to them, have a beautiful bond and relationship with them. With that, ahui ho, and we will see you all next month.